Howdy there! If you like saving money and getting things for real cheap, you came to the right place. Today we're going to see not 20, not 30, but 50 products for home for $10 or less. I will also share tips on how to not get overcharged before the sale. There will be a giveaway for one thing from this video that you can pick yourself. I know the giveaways are kind of a thing of the past, some people don't trust them because they never win, but I don't know, I like them because why not? If you want, try your luck. It doesn't cost you anything. The details will be hidden somewhere in the video. Since there will be a lot of links, you can use Ctrl F or Command F to search for them in the description. Or if you're on mobile, you can just look for them going through the list because links are placed in a sequential order. To see more finds like these, visit our website, which will be linked at the top right and also at the end of the video and in the description. And right now, let's proceed. Imagine coming home and just dropping your gadgets onto a small mat and having them charge without plugging them in. This is truly some 21st century stuff. Wireless power banks are cool and all, but this is on another level. The pad is made out of PU leather, has a single layer stitching all around, and can charge your QI enabled smartphone by transferring the power that it gets through the USB cable that it is connected to. A lint remover is used for removing the annoying curling fabric pieces from clothing, making them look more new and fresh. I have one and it's pretty handy, I get a lot of use out of it. This is an updated version with the unusually shaped tip, which oddly enough was my high school swimming team nickname. The C-shaped tip makes it easier to use it as it collects the lint from more directions. If you boil your potatoes for too long, the water can start getting out and the pots get dirty on the bottom. But fear not, because there is this brush that will get all the grime off your pots and pans so they don't look like you got them from a local dumpster. A screen shelf is something that I have never thought about, but when I saw it, it made absolute sense. It latches onto the back of your display and lets you store miscellaneous items in a close proximity and in the line of sight, either for the easy reach or for not forgetting them when you leave. I would be wary of putting something heavy on it, like whoever decided to put a whole plant on it, but you do you, buddy. Unless you sleep in a glass casket and live with 7 dwarfs, chances are that you aren't using the whole package of food like beans and pasta, and you need to store them for the next time. And if you happen to drop or dislocate them, the contents fall all over the floor, which makes it at the very least unpleasant. With these ceiling clip-on things, the whole incident can be avoided. These animal hooks will happily hold your coats, keys, jewelry, and towels for you. There is a whole zoo to pick from, and you can mix and match them until you get the full cast of Madagascar. Since the weight of the things that you put on them might be an issue, they don't come with the sticky pads. Instead, you attach them to the wall with nails and clip them on. Avocados contain a high amount of nutritious goodness, more potassium than bananas, fiber, and monounsaturated fatty acids. Having one of these bad boys a day may prevent the risk of getting prostate cancer, so you should consider eating more of them. But half-eaten ones with time tend to brown, which affects its looks and taste. To avoid these, there are these stretchy silicone avocado huggers. You get 2 pieces, one that covers the piece with the pit, and one for the piece without it. Let's look at a couple of home decor things. These cute ice cream pillows are a good addition to a guest or a kid's room. Unlike the bigger pillows, these come pre-filled, so you can use them straight out of the packaging. The pillow is about 30 cm in size, which is around 1 foot for my American friends. Bathroom mat 3-piece set. One for keeping your legs from touching the cold floor when you get out of the shower, and one each for the toilet cover and putting your feet on when you are releasing the Kraken. There is a lot more different designs in the description and related products in the listing. I'm starting a new segment, Meme of the Week. This week's meme from our Facebook page is about shipping. I was guilty of doing this until Canada Post stopped processing tracking numbers for e-packet inside Canada. Somehow, some orders still have notifications about the packages being delivered, but most of them do not. If you buy things with multiple orders and reviews, it is almost impossible to come across a seller that won't ship your product, and if things don't arrive on time, you can either extend purchase protection or file a dispute and get your money back. I don't really pay attention to the tracking anymore, it's just a waiting game after the order. This mat changes the color to bloody red when you step on it with wet feet, or for this matter when it comes into contact with water, and then it goes back to white when it dries. Though calling it a bad mat is an overstatement, as according to the pictures and feedback it is quite thin. Here is a second version of the screen shelf, the one that attaches to the side or the bottom of the screen, which is more suitable for other smaller loose items. The next product is an Otg Card Reader with 2 mail plugs, micro and regular USB. It can be used to transform files between your smartphone and computer, or as a regular memory card reader. Supports the regular USB 2.0 protocol. Even though the official stores accept the used pods for recycling, the Nespresso pods are still expensive and wasteful. If you own one of these machines, you might want to consider getting a reusable pod that can be reloaded with coffee grinds of your choice. Door-mounted racks that are meant for spices. These racks will help you have all your spices readily available for consumption or immediate use when you open the cabinet door, and some people also use them for bathroom needs, as in to put their bathroom items like toothpaste and lotions on them. Though I suppose you can also use them to wipe with, but I just can't say if it would be very comfortable. Another good deal is this 50-piece set of stickers. These ones in particular are oriented at programmers and other IT professionals. These stickers are wear and water resistant, and they can be reusable in the sense that they can be transferred from one place to another, although some loss of stickiness can be expected. There is a lot more different sticker packs in the description of the item and related products. 1:60 scale Nissan Skyline model with pretty good details for the cost. A good buy for someone who's into model classical cars. There is a plethora of other different models in the store, which I will also link in the description of the video. These neon-like lights, like one shown in the unboxing video from 2 weeks ago. Not actual neon lights, just an imitation, and actual neon ones are quite expensive. The lights work off 3 AA batteries, which means they won't be limited to a location next to a wall plug. For the avid readers who haven't yet made a switch to ebooks, here is a headphone bookmark to keep track of wherever you left off in your hard copies. Another pillow option is donuts, but do not let the picture fool you, as they do not come with fillers. From a simple glaze, the picture looks like they do, but when you are doing your due diligence, the product description will indicate that what you get is just a pillow cover. If your walls are in need of a makeover, or if you just want to add extra class to your home, here are these colorful wall stickers. They are sold in rolls, and each roll is 20 by 500 centimeters. There are 4 different designs in this listing, and a lot more in the product description and related products. Another random piece of advice: if you are buying something more expensive, like $20 or more, make sure to check seller coupons. It can be done by going to the store homepage. Some sellers post coupons that are dependent on the price. It is $2 of $20 purchase, $5 of $50, and so on. To be fair, most of them have small discounts on large orders, but especially closer to the sale season or even outside of them, every once in a while you come across some really good ones. Also on our blog we post hook items, which are heavily discounted products that sellers use to lure you into the store and then offer additional coupons that will encourage you to buy more products to use them, but other products will have higher profit margins which will offset the low cost of the first product. But if you only buy the hook products, you will be winning overall. We're moving to more practical items. When the moisture gets under the creases in areas that are normally hard to reach, mold starts to cover them. This not only looks unpleasant, it creates a health hazard, as if it gets in your lungs, it can start spreading. To avoid this, you can use this sealing tape. Cable ties are very useful in many different applications around the household and in the garage. They can be used to hold things together, to offer temporary fixes that last as long as permanent ones. They can also be used as a simple keyring, as a luggage lock, drain snake, binder ring, for organizing cables, child-proofing things, and much more. Here you can get a 100-piece set of thin ones for less than $2. If you fix your own things or do some minor cabling work, shrink tubes are what you would normally use to secure the place where the wires connect to each other to prevent you and the water and other external elements from touching it. This is a big set of shrink tubes that will also not break the bank. If a car that you drive or happen to ride inside doesn't have Bluetooth, or if the aux cord is just too short to reach the backseat, a cheap and convenient way to get around it, apart from getting a longer aux cable, is an inexpensive Bluetooth dongle. This Flappy Bird is by far the most useless thing from this episode. You twist it around itself so that the rubber part wraps around the middle, and when released the bird flies away. I have tested it in the Gear Best $1 Things video, which is linked in the top right corner. A flexible light like this can be used for camping, but also indoors when the lights are out or when you are in the hardcore energy saving mode. The light twists open and can be conveniently collapsed to save some space when it's not in use. Tweezers usually cost between $7 and $45 at makeup stores depending on the brand. But the reality is, most things are already made in China and resold with higher markups, so why not give a try to these 50-cent ones? The loss is going to be minimal, and if they end up being good, well then you have a good pair of tweezers. The good thing is, they don't look like cheap tweezers. They look like just the ones that you would see being sold in stores. This listing has over 5,000 orders and predominantly good feedback. Here we have a very cheap smartphone or a tablet holder for the times when you want to watch something on your phone, but your hands are preoccupied with something else. Another option for bookmarks is these cute butts. There are options for a cat, dog, hamster, and a fox. There are over 2,000 orders on this listing. Here is a cable that has a reinforced tip that will prevent it from prematurely breaking on you. There are options for 3 major types: micro USB, USB Type-C, and iPhone cable. Cables are the most popular first-time purchase on AliExpress, so if you are yet to experience its wrath, this is the item for you. Here is a non-intrusive thermometer to check your infant's temperature. As you might know, at a certain age kids can't talk, so it's hard for them to tell what's wrong with them, and with a thermometer like this, a few options can be excluded. Bearded men that are watching this video, keep your prized possession looking sharp with this stylish peachwood comb. It even comes with its own carrying case as a bonus. There is a bigger option that also costs a hilarious amount of money. To me, these combs look a lot more expensive than they really are. Now, if you think that wooden combs look cool, check out the related products. They are pure work of art. I have spent a good 20 minutes looking at all the different ones in detail. Here are chalk stickers to label your spices, putting dates on your jars of pickles, and for being able to tell your kids apart if you have too many. Door hooks to hook things on the door to be more space efficient. 78 cents gets you 2 pieces. Cable protectors if you already have cables that you care about that are under the risk of being damaged, which applies to all cables really. These clip on and protect the wire from bending at an unnatural angle to stay alive for longer, just like a Nigerian prostitute. A pillbox in the shape of a suitcase. For no reason in particular, I have a soft spot for small versions of regular things. The box, as expected, has multiple compartments for all your daily meds. A key tag in the shape of the key that is actually a gadget with 6 different functions. A little box for the Q-tips or any other no-name cotton swabs, you cheap bastard. If you do any work that requires exact measurements or for any other unrelated needs that may arise in the bathroom, here is a fancy ruler. The maximum length is 80mm, which should be plenty. To avoid your little ones getting to the spaces that they shouldn't have been, just like they did at least 9 months ago, you need child-proof locks. Here you can buy 10 of them for less than $3. Here is another handy item for parents, which are corner protectors to reduce the damage caused to little humans from bumping into sharp corners. There are different shapes available for different occasions. A classic Newton pendulum toy that every self-respecting high-ranking executive in the early 2000s just had to have on their desk, now available to everyone. A mousepad, the biggest size of which you can get for less than $10 with free faster e-packet shipping included in the price. A headphone hook with a sticky pad that attaches to the table. The edges are smooth so that they won't damage the inner lining of the headphones over time. A knife sharpener that I would expect to cost much more. I really like the packaging style that these are sent in, which is minimalist cardboard boxes with simple pictures on them. Google Translate labels are included at no extra cost. If your receiving device does not have Bluetooth, or if you want to get the faster transfer speed, here is a USB dongle that supports 5.0 protocol, which at the moment is the latest version. If you live in a cold area where it snows often, a windshield ice remover is a handy thing to have. Case in point, AliExpress is the most popular e-commerce site in Russia, and there are over 11,000 orders in this listing. If you are in the US and want it even sooner, there is an option to have it shipped to you from a warehouse located in the US. So small that it might actually be actually be safe for airports. Has a hole at the end for the keyring for the most hardcore unboxing enthusiasts. And here is a low-key car air freshener that mounts onto the AC grill. As much as I love those stupid tree ones, this is a more elegant solution. There is a lot more useful things in this playlist. There is a separate playlist for unboxing and testing, and if you want a full Aliholic experience, head over to our website where we post product collections and a shop section where we post individual items. Subscribe to the newsletter to be notified about the new posts. Cheers!